Hey guys, as promised, I wanted to make this video about what I include in my newsletter, hoping that it will give you ideas as to what to include in your newsletters. And as I stated in my last video, I send my newsletter out weekly because what works for me. But you have to do what works for you. And what I wanted to tell you is that it's never too late to start creating your email list. It's never ever too late. And I wanted to remind you that the good thing about having an email list is that you own your email list and you can take it any direction that you'd like to take it, which is amazing. One thing that I have learned though is in your newsletter, you do not want to include links that are going to take the reader off of your, like away from your site. All your links in your newsletter should go to your products, to your services, to your blog. So just as a reminder, you don't want to like send them away and then they get distracted like I get distracted. All right, so here are here are some of the things that I like to include in my newsletter. As a reminder, I am a polymer clay earring artist, and I'm always working to create new things. So a lot of times in my newsletter, I will talk about the things that I'm working on. Like if I am creating a new collection, I will put sneak peeks. I will talk about the things that I'm struggling with my new collection. Um, the colors that I'm using, maybe I'm mixing new colors, maybe I'm using um like a new Pantone color or a new color that Pantone came out with or something. Like if you are a jewelry artist, especially, like I can only speak to making jewelry, but you're working on so many things and you could share that with your readers. It's like a little sneak peek behind the scenes. You want to include things that will help your reader get to know you better. It makes them feel like they know you on a personal level, and that will cause them to want to see what your next newsletter says. So the next thing kind of really goes along with the other thing, like things you're working on. Like if you have a new product that you want to share, a new style, a new collection, those are the types of things that you would want to include in your newsletter. So as you are creating these things physically, you will want to be taking photographs that you can include in your newsletter. So just have that in mind as you're creating things, that you're going to want to capture your process, not only with video, like if you're on other social media, like if you're making Instagram reels or TikTok videos, of course you're going to capture video to create those, but you also want still shots that you can include in your newsletter. So be thinking about that. Okay, so I personally have a subscription box service that I offer. So in my subscription box, I offer one large hoop, one dangle, and 3 pairs of studs. It's called the Seasons Change subscription box. So I send these boxes out every summer, every spring, every fall, and every winter. So every 3 months. So I include information on my previous subscription boxes and my upcoming subscription boxes in my newsletter. And again, taking photographs of that process is really important. Okay, so this next one, I have mixed feelings about, to be honest with you. So I do sometimes, put a photograph of my, like an Instagram post, and I will have a link that says follow my journey on Instagram. But to be honest with you, I haven't included that in my newsletter in a long time. I had that on my list from when I first started doing my newsletter. Okay, so one cool thing that you can include in your newsletter is a discount code, promo code, um, or something like that, so that your readers can go shop and get savings on the product or service that you have your discount for. So I do have a lot of people that specifically sign up for my newsletter just to get those discount codes. Yeah, so there's that. You can also include, like if you do pop-up markets, you can also include where you are popping up next, where you popped up last. And again, people love to see pictures, so make sure that when you do have your pop-ups, make sure that you get someone to take a picture of you at these pop-ups. And you can go into detail about the pop-ups, like who you met, what kind of people you met there, what kind of engagement you had, etc., etc. Like include all the details. And then you can always include like a schedule of all the places that you plan to pop up, like let's say in the month of December. So the next thing is like you can talk about, I used to put like a link to my Instagram because I was thinking like I'm over there on my stories all the time, and they could get more of a daily story from me. But I realized that that was taking people away from my site, my blog, and my newsletter and everything. So I didn't want to send traffic away, but you can, like I have been adding like a screenshot of me on my stories on Instagram. And then that way they know they can, at some point, go to my Instagram and follow me over there. Another thing that I do like to do in my newsletter is ask for a referral. Like you can talk about how you love your customers. You can, of course, put reviews, from your customers. And then you can also ask for a referral. So you can tell them that your business thrives by referrals, which it does. And so you could ask them in the newsletter to forward that newsletter to their friends. And in your newsletter, you could include a link for their friends to sign up for the newsletter. You could include in your newsletter things that you've learned while running your business that week. Maybe something that happened and how you solved it. Maybe a problem that happened and how you solved it. Maybe something that you were creatively thinking about making, and maybe some obstacles that you came across while trying to make that thing, and then how you solved it. Or maybe you haven't solved it yet and you're just being real by letting them know that you're working on something and you're working through the issues, and maybe just talk it out, and maybe talk about what you think some of the solutions could be, and that you'll update them next week on how it's going. So if you write a blog, you can also include an excerpt to your blog post, a small little paragraph that whets their appetite as to what the blog post is actually about. And you could create a graphic that kind of mimics the image that is on your actual blog post. You could announce a giveaway that would take them on a page on your site where they could enter to win something. You could do that. You could have new readers to your newsletter, and you could take that opportunity to talk a little bit about yourself. And honestly, the people that have been signed up for your newsletter for a while are interested in that too. You could tell your readers about a sale that you're having. That's always really good. And make sure that you put links to the products that are on sale. Maybe you're having a clearance sale. You could put those, categorize those on your site, and then have a link that goes directly to your clearance items. I know that I give away a free pair of studs with every order. Sometimes I'll have like a seasonal stud that I'll give away while supplies last. So I put a picture of those studs in my newsletter. I will include reviews that I've received, and then I will also ask for reviews from people that purchase from me on a regular basis. And then that kind of puts that in their mind. And then when they get that email that automatically kicks out when they buy something from me, they'll remember, oh yeah, she specifically said that reviews help her. Let me give her a review on those really cute earrings that I bought. You can also mention milestones in your newsletter. Like if your goal was to reach 5,000 followers on your Instagram, or 1,000 subscribers to your YouTube, or whatever, you can create a graphic for that and let your readers know that you reached your milestone. You can create a link to a poll on your website, and maybe like have your readers vote on the next color of something that you're going to create. For example, I offer over 30 colors of my polymer clay hoops. I have them in two styles, the classic oval and the textured round hoops. And I'm always creating new colors for that collection. I'm always creating new colors for my hoops. So I might have two colors in mind, and I will poll my readers to see which color I should make next. Okay, so if you have found any of my suggestions helpful for you, or if they've triggered some ideas of things that you can include in your newsletter, please like this video and also subscribe to my channel. I appreciate your support. And then also, if you have some ideas of things that I could include in my newsletter that I didn't already mention, please leave those in the comments below. Let's help each other. Thank you guys for watching my video. Have a good one. You creatively were thinking about it, thinking about